So what I wanted to start you off with was the simple fact that our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
So the first thing was that you don't already believe you can have it, because you cannot have anything in your life that you don't already expect to have. If you don't believe it, then there's no amount of work you're going to do. There's no amount of action that you're going to take that's going to make it happen. And if it does happen, it's going to be very difficult for you. And some of you know what I'm talking about. You're going to be jumping through some hoops and ladders to get things to happen that could happen really very easily when you're actually in the flow. And it's just like if you're typing a paper, and as soon as you type whatever you're typing and you print it out, whatever you type is what's going to come out. And if you make a mistake and you have to use whiteout, or you pour a whole entire bottle of whiteout on the mistake that you made, it won't matter if you print it out again, because if you haven't changed what you actually typed in the computer, the same exact thing's going to come out every time. We're going to get into the stages of getting into the flow. Now, a lot of you guys are familiar with The Secret, which was the movie that came out a few years back that talked about the law of attraction. And getting in the flow is really the same conversation as understanding the law of attraction, because it really is a very real universal law. I'm gonna give you some good examples about that in a minute if you're not sure. Because I know a lot of people say that. It's like, oh, I heard about the law of attraction, but you know what? That doesn't work. I asked for $1 million. I asked for a shiny black BMW, just like the one that they were talking about in the show. And I don't have no shiny black BMW yet. And I don't have $1 million. Here are the stages of getting in the flow. First, you want to focus on what you want. Then you want to become a match to what you want. And then you want to allow what you want to flow into your experience. So you know, I like basketball, right? And that's why my whole brand looks like it's about basketball game, right? So you see the letters say FBA there. So instead of the NBA, you can remember FBA, okay? Focus, become a match, and then allow what you want into your experience. Just like when we're kids, and I think this is really terrible what happens, and we want to make sure that we re-access this as adults, but children are very good with their imagination. They're great at playing the what if game. They do it automatically because they're kids. And then somewhere along the line it gets shut off because in school they're not taught to use their imagination anymore. By a certain age, everything is, you're just supposed to do this way because that's how you're supposed to do it. It's no more room for imagination. You don't want to need what you want. Like, man, oh my God, I got to pay my rent today. I need to make $100,000. I'm going to get kicked out of my house if I don't have $100,000 tomorrow, right? A lot of us have had that happen, all right? But that need kind of sends a signal similar to that expectation of not having. It's like, I know I don't have it, and this is why I need it. Oh God, please help me. I need this to happen, right? If you're coming from that space, it's coming from a space of lack. And you don't want to be in a space of lack when you expect things to come quickly. And lastly, you want to allow what you want to flow into your experience. Allowing is very important, okay? Because just like I said, like you will ask, you will pray, and then you spend the rest of your time talking about how you don't have what you want. But it's already there, and you have to accept it as it's already done. And more importantly, you have to look for the evidence of what you want in your life now. Those are just examples of how, when you're open to clear and active communication with the world around you and that source and that flow, that you can really bring things into existence that you didn't even make happen. They just kind of happen like that.